Okay, greeting. This is Classic Games Redefined. And we're going to do this is a special edition. Why that? I just been thinking a bit about abstract strategy games. I really want to do an episode for it. This is a genre of games that is misaligned. Again, I do want to thank you for watching this. I'm just going to go into some of the good points for it. I mean, a typical knot for abstract strategy games is the lack of theming, and they're usually only two players only, and the majority of them, usually pure abstract, don't have luck. So people like luck, it's a being an issue. There isn't necessarily that, but let me just go over through a number of reasons why I think you should consider it. By the way, before I continue, I want to credit Gary Gifford. See this graphic? This graphic was on the International Abstract Games website. And what you'll see here is you have the Ice House Pyramid, you have a shogi piece, a chess piece, another chess variant piece, check, ghost stone, and it looks like that's a Chinese checker piece or something else here, that disc, if you see there. And, just a mix abstract strategy games. It's really kind of iconic, and I appreciate Gary Gifford for the International Abstract Games produce it. But, anyhow, I want to give him credit for it. What we have here is, besides, the two-player only, no luck, and no theming, is that, there's abstract strategy games. There is a variety of them. There is a lot of them. Go to IG Game Center or other places. You'll see large numbers of hundreds. And these games also, besides that, have a historical significance. These are the earliest games that you have on record of strategy games. Typically tend to be abstract types. They abstracted out of it. But they're historically significant, so you have a very long history of them. Pretty much being around a long time. Play for them, they can vary a lot, but you can find one you can play in 5 minutes or so. And then I will say pure skill. These games are a pure skill. Unless backgammon or some luck involved, maybe something else, but usually the pure abstract, just pure skills. So if you lose, it's your fault, and there's nobody else to blame but yourself. Another one you have here is pure play mechanics. And again, I'll tie that as a second one about the rules. Rules for an abstract strategy game are very tight and very compact. And you'll see a lot of just the rules are very compact for them. And end up being relatively easy to learn compared to a lot of other games. For that, despite that thing of the, pure play mechanics and a bang for a buck and rules, you get a lifetime of challenge here. Tight rules with that, because with, back to the rules a bit, there's really no waste when it comes to a rule with it. And, you could say like this here, that if a game's abstract, doesn't really allow a theme, but you blend your imagination to some if you want to go at this here. Another strength you have here is these type of games overall. Chess or checkers say, look at my stuff that I'm working on. It's very easy to get equipment to do that. You can get yourself a checker set and play lines action. There are a lot of, even in the modern category stuff, there are a lot of good games out there that you can play just regularly. Odds are you have the equipment. I make a joking comment about my games, for example, here, that most of humanity owns my games. Well, you own the equipment. All you need is the rules. But anyhow. And one more thing I'll lend to it, as far as aesthetics, if you look at a number of commercial abstract strategy games, typically they will have very beautiful in the way they work. They have a simple beauty to them. Not a lot of noise, just hitting to the fact and everything else. So to sum up here, there are a large variety of games. You can particularly see where it was. The historical, meaning games have been around a long time of these nature, and you can actually find a large player base for them. And some of them, like chess, besides historical, and I'll make another point, I'm going to add it here, the large player base. On a number of these games here, you want a large number of players. I'm just adding that to my notes, and I want to add that here at the bottom. So anyhow, large player base too. Relatively quick. You can do like a speed game of chess in 5 minutes. Some of these games are quick. Pure skill. If you lose, it's your fault. You can't blame anything else. You can also play some games that have more luck to them. Pure play mechanics. If you're just looking for it, one of the things by being away from theme is really focus on play mechanics. Bang for the buck for the rules, lifetime of challenge. Even artificial intelligence, like looking at Zillions have it. Theming, kind of abstract. Easy access to equipment. commercial beauty, and as I mentioned earlier, a large player base. So anyhow, those are good reasons for abstract strategy games. I just give some thought to it, look to it. I mean, it might be a little bit hard to connect to it, but there's games out there that you resonate, and I'm sure anybody who's a gamer at least has one, but there's a lot of good with abstract strategy games. So I do thank Gary Gifford for producing this graphic here, and that's about it. So feel free to post comments below on what some of your favorite abstract strategy games are. So that's about it. I do want to thank you for watching, and may your die always roll 5.